Every person, at some point in life, encounters a truth that stings more than betrayal itself. Not all enemies stand outside your circle. Some sit beside you, some laugh with you, some shake your hand, and some pretend to care. Machiavelli understood this long before the modern world existed. He knew that the most dangerous opponent is not the one who shouts at you openly, but the one who smiles while quietly poisoning your path. Today I want to show you how Machiavelli would tell you to deal with fake friends and colleagues, those who drain your energy, distort your reputation, and hold you back while pretending to cheer for your progress. Fake friends are never accidental. They enter your life because you allowed them in. You opened the gates of your inner world, and they walk through with a disguise. For Machiavelli, this is the first mistake a person makes, believing that kindness guarantees loyalty. It doesn't. People are loyal only as long as your presence benefits them. The moment your existence threatens their comfort, they shift their face. They adjust their tone. They start using subtle insults instead of support, silence instead of encouragement, and whispers instead of truth. If you've experienced this, congratulations. You have stepped into the real battlefield of human behavior. A fake friend will never attack you loudly. They fear exposure. They fear losing their mask. They operate through something Machiavelli mastered: indirect influence. They will smile at you and then smile at your enemies. They will ask how you're doing, but secretly celebrate when you struggle. They will pretend to be neutral, but neutrality is the weapon of cowards. They will support you, but only in a way that doesn't surpass their own ego. And the more you shine, the more uncomfortable they become. This is not because you harmed them, it's because your growth exposes their stagnation. A fake colleague behaves the same way. They envy your competence but need your presence. So they use tactics that weaken you without making their hands dirty. They plant small doubts in your mind. They offer advice that leads you in the wrong direction. They make sure you focus on problems instead of potential. They flatter you only to monitor you. Remember, flattery is the favorite currency of manipulators. Machiavelli would say, "He who flatters you controls you more than he who commands you." If you want to deal with fake people, the first Machiavellian principle is awareness. You must observe more than you speak. Silence is a weapon because it allows you to see what others reveal unconsciously. When you talk too much, you hand your strategy to the world. When you remain still, others expose theirs. Fake people reveal themselves in patterns: inconsistency, selective loyalty, exaggerated concern, sudden warmth after your success, and sudden distance when you need them. They are loud when things go well, quiet when you rise, and mysteriously absent when the pressure hits you. Machiavelli would say, "The man who does not support you in your struggle does not deserve to stand with you in your victory." But awareness alone is not enough. You must decide how to handle them, and there are three paths. The first is the path of distance. Machiavelli believed that removing someone from influence is more powerful than confronting them, because confrontation fuels drama, and drama fuels attention. Fake people thrive on attention because it helps them craft a new narrative. So you do nothing. You don't fight them. You don't expose them. You simply withdraw your inner world. You stop sharing your goals. You stop explaining your plans. You stop giving them the power to interpret your moves. When you become silent, they lose their weapon. When you become unpredictable, they lose their confidence. Your silence becomes your shield. The second path is strategic use. Machiavelli teaches that even untrustworthy people have value if you understand their nature. Some colleagues you cannot remove. Some friends you cannot avoid. So instead of fighting them, you guide them. You treat them kindly, but you never trust them fully. You listen to their words, but you interpret their motives. You give them tasks where their self-interest aligns with your benefit. This turns their manipulation into your advantage. Never underestimate this strategy. A fake friend desires to appear useful. Use that desire to control the situation. The third path is decisive removal. When someone becomes a danger to your peace, reputation, or goals, Machiavelli says you must cut them off completely and without hesitation. A prolonged separation gives them to things, time, and opportunity. Both are dangerous. So yes, walk away. Block them. Release them from your environment. Your life is a fortress. Why leave the gate open for someone who already attempted harm? The world will call you cold. But Machiavelli would say, it is better to be feared for your boundaries than harmed for your kindness. Now, let's talk about the emotional side, the part most people ignore. Fake friends hurt because they once felt real. Fake colleagues frustrate you because you expected professionalism or maturity. You feel betrayed because you invested trust. But Machiavelli believed that emotions make you predictable, and predictability makes you weak. If betrayal breaks you, the betrayer wins. If you convert betrayal into wisdom, you win. Every fake friend teaches you to sharpen your instincts. Every fake colleague teaches you to guard your ambitions. Every disappointment rewires your understanding of human nature. And once you master that, you become untouchable. Think of betrayal as a fire. Most people burned. The Machiavellian person forges themselves inside it. You become harder, clearer, sharper. You stop giving unlimited access to people who haven't earned it. You stop sharing your dreams with those who haven't proven loyalty. You stop assuming that everyone operates with the same heart you do. The moment you accept that human nature is built on self-interest, not fairness, your expectations become realistic. And realistic expectations protect your peace. Beware the friend who wants to know everything about your life but shares nothing about theirs. Beware the colleague who compliments you in public but criticizes you in private. Beware the person who suddenly becomes closer after you begin succeeding. These are the people Machiavelli warned us about, not because they are strong, but because you allow them to sit too close. To deal with them effectively, you must cultivate something rare, emotional detachment. Care for people, but don't depend on them. Trust people, but verify their actions. Be generous with kindness, but stingy with access. Life becomes easier when you stop expecting loyalty from those who cannot offer it. The fewer expectations you place on others, the fewer disappointments you suffer. Machiavelli would say, expect nothing, observe everything. Your power begins when you become selective. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves your warmth. Not everyone deserves to know your struggles or your victories. You must learn to categorize people, those who build you, those who drain you, and those who pretend. The builders stay, the drainers go, the pretenders get monitored. One of the greatest strengths you can develop is the ability to walk alone. Fake people depend on your need for companionship. They believe that your fear of loneliness will make you tolerate their behavior. The moment you show that you'd rather be alone than surrounded by frauds, you reclaim dominance. You become a person who cannot be manipulated, cannot be controlled, cannot be emotionally trapped, and that terrifies those who once fed on your openness. In the workplace, the same rules apply. Don't seek validation. Don't ask for approval. Don't announce your plans. Let your results be your voice. Colleagues with fragile egos will feel threatened, but that is not your concern. Your duty is to excel, not to shrink yourself to comfort others. Machiavelli believed that a leader is always judged by results, not by the opinions of those who envy him. The same is true for you. Never explain yourself to fake people. They are committed to misunderstanding you. Never defend your name to those who gossip. They gossip because they are powerless. Never argue with someone who lies. They lie because truth does not benefit them. You win by rising above their level. You win by protecting your peace. You win by continuing your path without letting their noise distract you. In time, you will realize something profound. Losing fake friends is not a loss. It is a filter. It is life removing those who were not aligned with your destiny. Every time someone fake leaves your life, space opens for someone real. Life rewards those who clean their environment. And Machiavelli understood that the greatest power a person holds is the power to choose who stands beside them. So walk forward, walk strong, walk silently. Observe people, but don't announce your observations. Trust actions, not words. Protect your dreams like a king protects his throne. And remember one truth. Fake people fear one thing more than exposure. They fear your evolution. Because once you evolve, you no longer need them. Once you grow, you no longer tolerate them. And once you see clearly, their masks fall off completely. Stay aware, stay strategic, stay detached, and above all, stay loyal, but only to those who have proven loyalty when it was difficult, not when it was convenient. This is how Machiavelli would tell you to deal with fake friends, fake colleagues, and all those who pretend while secretly hoping you fail. You don't fight them, you don't chase them, you outgrow them. And nothing destroys a fake person faster than being outgrown. And when you finally build the life you envision, peaceful, powerful, disciplined, you will look back and understand that the people who left were never a loss. They were the clearing of the path. They were the removal of weight. They were the universe sharpening you for the next stage of your evolution. That is how you deal with fake friends or colleagues, not by fighting them, but by mastering yourself, not by exposing them, but by elevating beyond their reach, not by reacting emotionally, but by acting with strategy. This is why Machiavelli insisted that a wise person keeps a close circle, but never a crowded one. And turbulence destabilizes your focus. Focus is the root of power. The more scattered your energy becomes, the less effective your mind becomes. They make sure you feel guilty for putting yourself first. And the moment you outgrow them, they lose control. The moment someone senses they can influence your emotions, they begin to test your limits. First with small comments, then with subtle disrespect, then with manipulation disguised as concern. Fake friends don't try to destroy you quickly, they wear you down gradually. They drain your confidence drop by drop. And by the time you realize what happened, months or even years have passed. Neutrality is not coldness, it is power. When you stop reacting emotionally, fake people lose their leverage. They cannot guilt trip you. They cannot provoke you. They cannot pull you into drama. They cannot manipulate your decisions. There's another principle Machiavelli teaches: never let someone know the full map of your heart. Fake people use your vulnerabilities against you. They watch what frustrates you. They observe what excites you. They listen to your dreams. They memorize your weaknesses. And when the moment suits them, they strike with precision. Not because they are smarter, but because you armed them with the information they needed. Stop handing people the keys to your inner world. Let your actions speak. Let your results reveal what you never announced. Let your silence confuse the ones who study you. Fake people hate silence because it denies them information. Silence forces them to reveal themselves. The less you say, the more they expose. One of the most empowering Machiavellian strategies is learning to walk away without explaining yourself. Fake friends always expect explanations. They want drama because drama keeps them relevant. Don't give them that luxury. When someone lies, cheats, manipulates, or pretends, you owe them nothing. Your exit is their consequence. Your silence is their answer. Your absence is your final judgment. There will always be people who misunderstand your withdrawal. They will call you rude, distant, arrogant, cold. But those labels come from the mouths of those who lost the privilege of access. Machiavelli knew that greatness makes people uncomfortable, not because you harmed them, but because your growth forces them to confront their stagnation. If someone feels threatened by your greatness, let them. A lion does not shrink to comfort sheep. You must reach a level where you prefer solitude over superficial company. People fear being alone because they don't know who they are without the noise. But the Machiavellian mind flourishes in solitude. Solitude gives you clarity. Solitude strengthens your intuition. Solitude cleanses your environment. Solitude reveals who truly cares. The longer you walk alone, the more you learn to trust your own power. And once you taste the peace that comes from walking alone, fake people lose their appeal completely. Eventually, you will become a version of yourself that no fake person can infiltrate. They will sense your strength and keep their distance. They will feel your confidence and avoid testing you. They will recognize your boundaries and retreat. This is the stage where fake friends eliminate themselves, not because you confronted them, but because your energy makes manipulation impossible. People who cannot benefit from lying to you, using you, or weakening you will naturally disappear. That is the beauty of becoming powerful from the inside. You don't need revenge. You don't need confrontation. You don't need to expose anyone. Your transformation exposes them. Your growth irritates them. Your silence confuses them. Your boundaries terrify them. And your distance destroys their control. Machiavelli knew that true power is not loud. It is not reactive. It is not emotional. True power is quiet, strategic, disciplined, and selective. You don't need to fight fake people. You need to stop feeding them. And bad people. It is divided into those who are useful to your growth and those who are threats to it. Fake friends and fake colleagues always fall into the second category. They don't destroy you with obvious acts of betrayal. They destroy you with subtle corrosion. They target your confidence without you noticing. They fear being overshadowed, outgrown, overlooked. Their insecurity is disguised as humor, sarcasm, harmless teasing. And unreadable people are dangerous because no one knows how to move them. The second step is strategic boundaries. Machiavelli believed that a wise person does not give everyone equal access. Access must be earned. The more someone knows about you, the more influence they gain over you. Fake friends study your patterns. Fake colleagues study your behavior. Do not give them the map to your inner world. Share less, reveal less, announce less. Move silently. Let assumptions be their punishment. The third step is observation. Not all fake people are obvious. Some are extremely skilled at wearing the mask of loyalty. Your standards expose their lack of discipline. Your ambition exposes their mediocrity. Your silence exposes their noise. And soon, they distance themselves not because you pushed them away, but because they cannot keep up with your pace. This is the most satisfying part of the Machiavellian journey. You win not by fighting your enemies, but by outgrowing them. The fifth step is the cold truth. Not everyone who leaves your life is a loss. And some are simply no longer compatible with the person you are becoming. Fake friends fear the next version of you because the next version of you no longer needs them. Machiavelli would tell you this truth without hesitation. You cannot live a powerful life while carrying weak people. You cannot pursue great dreams while surrounded by small minds. You cannot maintain clarity while drowning in others' insecurities. If someone drains your peace, slows your progress, or threatens your growth, they are not your friend, they are an obstacle. But here is the deepest Machiavellian insight. Fake people are predictable. Their insecurity exposes them, their envy betrays them, their inconsistency reveals them. But a strong person is unpredictable. They move with precision, discipline, and silence. Their reactions are measured. Their emotions are controlled. Their boundaries are firm. Their loyalty is selective, and their circle is small. Eventually, you become the kind of person fake people fear, not because you are dangerous, but because you are no longer easily fooled. Your vision becomes the clear. Your self-respect becomes strong. Your energy becomes the elevated. And the higher your energy rises, the more masks fall off. Sometimes choosing yourself is the highest form of power, because in the end, Machiavelli teaches one lesson that cuts deeper than all others: protect yourself first. These people are rare. These people are gold, and they deserve your loyalty. Everyone else, let them fall away. Let time reveal their true face. Let your growth make them uncomfortable, because the stronger you become, the easier it is to see who was pretending. And when the last mask falls, you will understand something profound. Fake friends were never the problem. Your lack of boundaries was. Your desire for approval was. Your fear of being alone was. But once you conquer these, you become. Fake friends are dangerous because they don't attack your body, they attack your perception. They twist reality in small doses. A comment here, a joke there, a little gossip said with a smile. They damage you slowly, so slowly that you don't even realize something is being taken from you. Machiavelli would remind you, the most effective poison is always tasteless, colorless, and given in drops. When someone around you always makes you doubt yourself, always makes you shrink, always makes you feel like you are too much or not enough, that person is not your friend. That is a strategist disguised as a companion. Sometimes fake colleagues don't even hate you. They just don't want you to rise above them. They'll support you, but only to a level that doesn't threaten them. They'll clap for you, but never too loudly. They'll congratulate you, but with a slight tilt of the head that says, but don't go higher than this. And the moment you gain momentum or recognition, they will suddenly grow cold, distant, irritated. Machiavelli would say, envy is a shadow that follows success. It appears only when the sun rises. The fact that someone is jealous of you means your light has begun to shine. A subtle sign of a fake friend is this: they are present in your bad times, but disappear in your victorious ones. Because in your bad times, you are no competition. In your victories, you remind them of their failures. They don't help you because they want you to win. They help you because they want you to stay under their control. They comfort you not out of love, but because your weakness benefits them. Machiavelli teaches that every interaction has motive. Not all motives are malicious, but none are truly pure. Understand motivations, and you will understand people. Another dangerous type is the colleague who always brings you suggestions that push you away from success. Not obvious sabotage, but strategic derailment. They recommend projects that waste your time. They exaggerate the risks of big opportunities. They make you believe your dreams are unrealistic. They constantly tell you to be careful. Wait for the right moment. Don't do too much. Don't stand out. This is not advice. This is containment. They fear a version of you that is powerful, focused, and unstoppable. Machiavelli would say, people do not fear your weakness. They fear your potential. And notice this, fake people always want information from you, but share nothing real about themselves. They are collectors, not contributors. They want to know what you're planning, what you're thinking, what you're worried about, what you're dreaming about. They want your secrets so they know your weaknesses. They want your plans so they know how to stay ahead of you. They want your insecurities so they can use them at the perfect moment. But when you ask them anything real, they stay vague. They hide. They laugh it off because they only pretend to be open when they need something from you. Machiavelli warned leaders, never allow anyone to know more about you than you know about them. This is not paranoia. This is balance. You can be warm, but not transparent. You can be friendly, but not exposed. Share selectively. Observe constantly. Trust slowly. And never forget that silence is a weapon, not a weakness. Fake people reveal themselves in moments of opportunity. Give them a chance to gain something at your expense, and you will suddenly see their true nature. Give them a scenario where loyalty and benefit collide, and watch which side they choose. Machiavelli believed that loyalty built on words is useless. Only loyalty built on aligned interests survives pressure. If getting something requires betraying you, a fake friend will betray you without hesitation. A real friend will hesitate, and a truly loyal friend will refuse entirely. Sometimes the most strategic move is simply walking away, not with anger, not with drama, not with confrontation, with indifference. Machiavelli would say, the most painful punishment for a manipulator is losing access to the person they once controlled. Silence cuts deeper than shouting. Distance is stronger than revenge. Your absence is more powerful than your retaliation. You don't need to expose fake people. They expose themselves every time you refuse to play their game. When you stop reacting to their provocations, they can no longer manipulate your emotions. When you stop giving them information, they can no longer manipulate your path. When you stop seeking their approval, they can no longer manipulate your confidence. The moment you become internally independent, their influence dies. But here is the final truth Machiavelli would whisper. Every fake friend teaches you something vital. How to see better, how to judge better, how to protect yourself better. Their betrayal becomes your wisdom. Their manipulation becomes your training. Their games become your strategy. You do not lose when someone betrays you. You only lose if you fail to learn from it. Every deception you survive doesn't weaken you. It sharpens you. If you want to rise above fake people, don't harden your heart. Strengthen your mind. Don't become bitter. Become aware. Don't become isolated. Become selective. The world is full of masks. But once you learn to read eyes, tone, silence, and motives, you will walk through the world untouched. You will become someone who cannot be deceived easily, cannot be exploited easily, cannot be rattled easily, because you will operate from clarity, not emotion, and in the end, Machiavelli would remind you, your power doesn't come from who stands with you, but from who cannot stand against you. Remove fake friends quietly, protect your path fiercely, rise with grace, strategy, and silence, and let the world learn that your kindness is real. You must understand one thing very clearly. Fake friends don't enter your life to destroy you instantly. They enter your life to study you. They observe you quietly, the same way a strategist observes an opponent before a war begins. They learn your rhythm, your vulnerabilities, your emotional triggers. They learn what makes you angry, what makes you insecure, what makes you react. Because a person who can control your reactions can control your direction. And Machiavelli warned that the most dangerous enemies are the ones who smile. While learning how to break you, you will notice that fake people always have perfect timing. They show extra kindness when they need something. They become distant when you need support. Their loyalty is not a commitment. It is a tool, and tools are picked up only when useful and dropped when no longer needed. A fake colleague might praise you publicly, but criticize you privately. They might act impressed by your ideas, but then quietly claim credit for them. When you reign not in the room, they might act like they want you to succeed, but only in ways that don't threaten their comfort. When you begin to climb, the ones who stayed at the same level for years become uneasy. They don't want to attack you openly. That would expose them. They prefer small cuts, designed to look like accidents, Machiavelli would say, reveal just enough to build trust, but never enough for someone to weaponize it. Let people think they know you while never actually having access to the core of you. Keep your ambitions quiet. Keep your next move hidden. Keep your fears invisible. A fake friend will often test you with small betrayals before attempting bigger ones. They'll downplay your accomplishments as if they were lucky. Accidents. These small slips are not mistakes. They are probes. They want to see how much they can get away with. The Machiavellian approach is simpler. You fade out. You stop giving them information. You stop asking for their opinion. You stop sharing your plans. You stop reacting emotionally. You stop giving them access to your inner world. You let the relationship die naturally. They will feel the shift. They will sense the walls rising. They will try to pull you back into their influence, but you must remain unmoved. Your silence will frustrate them. Your calm will confuse them. Your lack of dependence will threaten them. Because fake people survive only when they can influence your behavior. When you stop responding, you cut off their oxygen supply. You make them irrelevant. And here is something Machiavelli would consider essential. Never let a fake person know they hurt you. But when you remain composed, when you remain strategic, when you rise without resistance, their attempts fail. You strip them of the impact they believed they had, and suddenly, the manipulators become powerless. They will try to guilt-trip you into shrinking back into the smaller version of yourself that benefited them. Do not fall for it. Growth exposes those who were never meant to stay. The deeper truth is that fake friends survive because most people are afraid of seeing reality. You want to believe people care. You want to believe their smiles are genuine. You want to believe their kindness is pure. But Machiavelli would tell you, if you insist on seeing the world as you wish it to be, you will always be ruled by those who see it as it truly is. Fake people do not deceive you because they are smart. They deceive you because you refuse to see. The moment you decide to observe without emotion, they lose their camouflage instantly. You will also notice that fake friends often pretend to be the most loyal. They speak loudly about loyalty because inside, they lack it. They exaggerate their support to hide their insecurity. They proclaim their honesty because inside, they fear being exposed. They tell you constantly, I'm always with you, because deep down, even they know they're not. Machiavelli understood this psychological pattern well, the louder a person declares a virtue, the less of it they truly possess. Sometimes fake people stick with you because they see you as a bridge to opportunities, to social circles, to benefits they couldn't reach on their own. But bridges are not walked on forever. Once they cross and get what they want, they stop pretending, they leave, they distance themselves, not because you were unworthy, but because their mission is complete. This is why you must never measure your worth by someone's exit. Their departure is not a reflection of your value, it is a reflection of their purpose. The key is mastering the art of emotional detachment. Detachment does not mean you don't care. It means you care with clarity. You choose who deserves access. You give your energy to those who have shown consistency, not convenience. You place loyalty above entertainment, maturity above drama, truth above flattery. Fake people thrive in emotional chaos, but when your internal world becomes disciplined, stable, and controlled, their tricks fall flat. You become too grounded to be manipulated, too aware to be lied to, too focused to be distracted. One of the strongest signs that you're growing is when silence becomes your first response. Fake friends expect reactions. They expect anger, confusion, tears, explanations. They want chaos, because chaos gives them relevance. But when you respond with calm silence, you rob them of the stage they depend on. You take away the performance they wanted you to participate in, and suddenly, they are left with the only thing they fear, themselves. Understand this clearly. Fake people crumble when you stop giving them emotional access. They lose their power when you stop seeking their approval. They lose their control when you stop defending yourself to them. They lose their influence when you start observing instead of absorbing. Machiavelli would say that power belongs to the one who needs nothing. And once you stop needing validation, people can no longer manipulate how you see yourself. Do not worry about exposing them. Time exposes everyone. Inconsistent character cannot be disguised forever. Lies decay. Masks slip. Intentions leak. Patterns reveal more than promises ever will. A fake friend will eventually sabotage themselves because manipulation requires intelligence, consistency, and emotional control, all things they lack. Your only job is not to fall with them. In your career, understand that fake colleagues often rise quickly through charm, but fall just as quickly due to incompetence. They rely on the perception of value, not the possession of it. They shine brightly for a moment, until real responsibility exposes their hollowness. Machiavelli noted that appearance is powerful, but only until reality demands proof. Your long-term advantage is substance, skill, discipline, character. These things outlast charm, gossip, games, and strategy in relationships. Fake friends often turn into critics the moment you grow. They accuse you of changing because they never expected you to evolve. They preferred you small, predictable, manageable. Growth threatens the equilibrium they depended on. But you must never shrink. To make others comfortable, your evolution is not a betrayal. Their discomfort is not your responsibility. You owe yourself the life that they cannot imagine for you. And here is perhaps the most Machiavellian insight of all. Fake people are only dangerous when you crave their approval, the moment you detach, the moment you rise above needing them emotionally, the moment you stop giving them a seat at your table, they lose all power. Your self-worth is the fortress that protects you. Your emotional independence is the weapon that arms you. Your clarity is the shield that guards you. You are not obligated to keep people who drain you. You are not required to justify your boundaries. You are not responsible for protecting someone's feelings when they never protected your trust. You do not need to carry the weight of relationships that were built on convenience. Instead of sincerity, let people go. Let silence answer what words cannot. Let actions reveal what intentions. But the moment you begin to see clearly, the moment you begin to observe instead of trust blindly, the moment you begin to choose yourself, their entire strategy collapses. Machiavelli understood this well. The greatest threat to a manipulator is a mind that can no longer be deceived. Fake people hate when you become strong because strength makes you unpredictable. They sense the withdrawal, the calmness, the distance, the lack of dependence. They sense that your identity is no longer tied to their approval. For the first time, they realize that the version of you they used to handle no longer exists.